Everyone who thirsts, come to the waters. Come and eat. Yeshua said that if you love him, you will keep his commandments. John 14:15. What are the commandments of Yeshua? Yeshua answers his question. Yeshua said in Luke 18 verse 20, he says what the commandments are. Luke 18 verse 20. Yeshua said, he's answering the rich young ruler, you know the commandments. Do not commit adultery, do not murder, do not steal, do not bear false witness, honor your father and your mother. The word commandments there is the Greek word entole. The same word that Yeshua used in John 14:15. He says, if you love me, keep my commandments. Now he says, you know the commandments. And then he lists some of the 10 commandments. Here Yeshua is making the connection, the same word entole, using the same word. He's making the connection between loving him and keeping his commandments and following the Torah. Now, interestingly enough, I'm just pulling this out of memory here, but if we go back to Exodus 19, remember John 14:15 says, if you love me, keep my commandments. And he says here, where's the verse I'm looking for? He says, I'm sorry, I'm probably looking right at it, but I really want to tag this base. I have a marginal reference in John 14:15 that will connect me. I have a lot of notes in my Bible, and I like to I connect one scripture to another, and it helps me to remember, because the Bible's a big book. It's not possible to remember everything. Exodus 20 verse 6. Yes, there we go. Oh, it's actually, I was looking at Exodus 19. Exodus 20 verse 6, it says, here he is Elohim, Yehovah Elohim, or Yehovah. Actually, Yeshua in his pre-incarnate state is saying, thundering with his voice from Mount Sinai. He says in verse 20 verse 6, giving the 10 commandments to the Israelites, but showing mercy to thousands, those who love me and keep my commandments. Yeshua repeats that in John 14:15. If you love me, keep my commandments. He's saying, for those who have ears to hear and eyes to see, he's saying, if you will hear what I'm saying, you will see that I am the one that gave these commandments at Mount Sinai. I'm the one that said, if you love me, keep my commandments, to your forefathers there at Mount Sinai. And we read similar words in Deuteronomy 11. Deuteronomy 11 verse 1. Deuteronomy 11 verse 1 says, therefore you shall love Yehovah your Elohim and keep his charge, his statutes, his judgments, and his commandments. There's a second witness. And we know that Yeshua was the word of Elohim made flesh, and he's the one that brought the word. He brought the words, brought the commandments to the people, to us, to show us how to walk them out, so that Paul could say, imitate me as I imitate Yeshua.
Call upon his name. He's near, he's near, he's near. Yeshua Hashem Behir Matzov Keravu Yoto Karov Karov Yasov Rashad Darko Yishavim Machshevotav Yashovel Ad Hashem Ki Arbe His השם בהימצאו, כי ראו